One of the best pieces of advice I got in business was that, you know what, you could be the best marketer, you can be the best salesman, but if you have a crappy delivery system to where you don't know how to onboard people, you have systems, processes, get them results, have a great client experience, client journey, you will not retain them, they will not pay, stay, and refer. Okay, so remember that. All right, so in this laser focused coaching session, we have Dylan Foss. He's a health and fitness coach, and he is facing some of these issues with his delivery confidence, systems, processes, onboarding, getting clients results, and really how to kind of like putting this in all together in kind of like an online system, in online fashion with his hybrid model that he's actually running right now. Okay, so check out this whole entire coaching session we do with him.
Yeah. All right, Dylan Foss, what is going on, man? Thanks so much for jumping on to the laser focused coaching session. So how's everything going? How's everything going today?
Good. Running around, probably more than I should be or more than I need to, which is why we're here, right? So
absolutely.
It's been a good day and a lot to be grateful for, but could always be better, could always be worse. So how about you?
It's going good, man. Every day is a blessing. But like we said before we hit record, it's just been a long day, which is like back-to-back coaching sessions like this. And on top of that, we're doing like 2 master classes and stuff. Just put too much on our plate sometimes too. So I understand.
All good things, right? All good
Absolutely, things. Man. Absolutely. Yeah. So let's jump into this, Dylan. So really quick, I want the audience to know a little bit about your background and stuff. So like just in 60 seconds, like who do you help and serve as a health and fitness coach?
So to give you my background, essentially I went to school for athletic training, got a 4-year degree and bachelor's degree in athletic training, which essentially is like sports medicine without being able to diagnose injury and do surgery. So essentially I took that concept of working with teams and athletes and decided that I wanted to bring it more personal, concierge style. So everything from physical therapy type of exercise to strength and conditioning and performance. And then in the midst of all that, I realized that nutrition played such a role and I wasn't learning about that stuff. So I got my master's in nutrition for human performance. And that essentially allowed me to add another element and another service to the people that I'm trying to work with. Most of the people, because I'm down here in South Florida, are a little bit on the older side. People usually come to me that are scared to go back into gyms, have been hurt before, and are looking for a number of different services kind of pushed together. So I, am able to do table work, rehab, strength stuff, and also give nutritional advice and things like that. So
okay, nice, cool, man, right on. So I like that. So then let's talk about like some goals and stuff. I want to kind of paint the picture of going forward with this because the listeners struggle with this too. But let's say 6 months from now, where do you want to see your monthly income at, and then how many clients do you want to be working with online?
So realistically, I'd like to see my monthly income at 10K a month.
Okay.
I probably sit somewhere around 5 or 6 right now. So I'd like to be able to double that. But a large portion of that is not virtually, right? It is not through some sort of, it's in person, right? It's not really a hybrid. A very small portion of it is made online. Most of it, once again, is in person, trading time for money service, hands-on in the gym or at the person's house doing stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Realistically, I would like to have the ability to sell a nutrition program that people can work through. And it's something that in addition to what I already do in person, they would find very helpful. And then secondary to that, I would like to be able to see what you guys do and how you guys find new clientele for just creating programs. Because I feel like I'm a very good programmer, and I feel like the ability to give programs out to people and then just have a conversation maybe every 1 or 2 weeks would be much more beneficial.
Okay. And then, okay, so we're like at a $4,000 to $5,000 gap on that for the monthly income, which that's very doable. I mean, especially if you're selling high ticket programs anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000, that's a couple of programs you can sell. And then I was going to say, so like, what is like your biggest, like, what do you think the biggest like hurdle is right now? The biggest obstacle to get to that? Is it just because maybe you're not finding the leads, or is it maybe like, is it more coming up with your program?
I think it might just be the system that I'm trying to perfect. And then the confidence to sell to people that I don't know.
Mhm.
Right. So realistically, I don't have a problem getting referrals, and I don't have a problem selling my services and the things that I do for people once I'm working with them or I have a conversation with them in person. It mostly comes from, I think, my lack of ability to market to individuals who may not know me or who may not live nearby or have any connection to me. So I think, once again, the ability to maybe sell programming and nutrition services at a distance and be able to check in with those people every couple of weeks would be something that adds a lot more revenue, but at a low time investment.
Okay. So that sounds more like a delivery issue. Okay.
Probably a delivery issue.
Okay. Cool.
Let's get into this real quick. So, okay. So right now, do you have anything that you're selling like online?
I am launching one program next week. I always offer the ability to do nutrition stuff, where I basically will check in with people every couple of weeks, but I don't market it. So I do have a 12-week system that I bring people through, but I haven't automated it. So basically, a lot of it is me every week kind of sending out information and sending out the emails and the educational stuff that I want to do. And then secondary to that, being able to set up an appointment every 2 to 3 weeks to chat with that person. But once again, I don't market it.
Okay, gotcha. So I'm thinking too, man, like a good idea, what you could do too is like if you want to take advantage more online, and this could even go like, hand in hand with online and in person, is like, I think if online, what you would do well with, are you using Facebook or Instagram more?
Instagram more.
Okay. So something to consider, because there is a lot of, clients that you might be leaving on the table for Facebook, is, maybe try a Facebook group. And then what you could do is, maybe 1 to 2 times a month, do some sort of nutrition kind of masterclass, a crash course. It could be a boot camp, anything like that.
Yeah.
Right. Once we get some people inside the group, and this way, like, we know who your buyers are with this Facebook group, right? It's not just a bunch of random people, right? And it's people that are looking for kind of like nutritional advice, right? And we give away something for like a free training for 20, 30 minutes. And after that, the call to action is to book a call with you on how to help them out, right? With one-on-one online coaching. Okay. So that might be an option. I think also too, like, I mean, you're in South Florida, man. And like, how many like local gyms would you say like is in your like maybe 3 to 5 mile radius?
Upwards of 25.
Okay. It's a lot. Do you have any relationships with any of the gym owners?
Yeah. I mean, for sure. I know a lot of them.
Okay.
I know a lot of the boutique ones, right?
Okay.
So there is a number of, and I do work out of one as a fitness professional, and I do a lot of services there. So there is some crossover that I don't want to make too blurry, but
I know you're probably like, dude, come on, why'd you interrupt the video? Okay, just literally give me 30 seconds or click off this video, okay? Since we're talking about, this topic in this video, right? I just want to make sure you grab this free resource that I think they could really help you out. It's called the 6-Figure Client Update System. We use this with Dynamic Duo Training, serving over 1,000 clients, literally 15 to 20 minute weekly updates. It helped us be able to have a client load of 40 to 50 one-on-one clients online, okay? So all you have to do is check out the description box below, get that free resource, right? The 6-Figure Client Update System. All right, now back to the video.
But yeah, I definitely know a lot of the gym owners.
Okay. Because something you could do too is like have a conversation with them and run nutrition challenges there. Right. So they can be like anywhere from like, 8 to 12 week nutrition challenges. And you could be like the go-to like nutritionist there. Right. And this doesn't mean that like everything has to be like, in person, face to face. Like this can turn into an online thing as well too. Just because they're local doesn't mean that can't be like an online virtual type of program,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's something.
Videos and emails and things like that.
Yeah, the accountability system like you're doing right now, it's really just selling them like your program, but you're just getting more clients lead gen wise because of these relationships you have with gym owners, right? And you're a 3 to 5 mile radius. Because with the Facebook group, I think this is a longer term play because yeah, obviously like you're going to need some people in that group, right, to be able to do this too. And it just takes a little bit of time to like fill up that group. But I mean, it's something to get started now for the future, you know?
Yeah, and also something that I'm just seeing here, Dylan, that's just standing out to me. And it sounds like you have like a big Rolodex of like people that you know at local gyms that you've worked with, and you have a handful of like past clients probably in like your CRM system to where, I mean, dude, you could put out like a feeler for this, you know, for an 8 to 12 week nutrition program that's all online based. And it could be like, let's say even just on the lower end of like 997. And you could pitch that and you could even ask indirectly to them, you know, send out like a mass text message or email if you have their emails and just ask indirectly, like, hey, you know, do you know a family member? Do you know a coworker? Do you have anyone in mind that would be interested in my 8 to 12 week nutrition program that solves X, Y, and Z in this time frame? And that's really it, you know. And once you ask indirectly, it really causes curiosity for that person directly to be like, oh, well, I'm actually interested in that. That sounds cool to me. So, hey, Dylan, tell me more about that.
For sure. Yeah, that's a good thing. I think my question in terms of the Facebook group, which I just might be looking into too much, because I definitely have like you said, a Rolodex of relationships and a Rolodex of people that appreciate what I have to say and you know, trust me. But in terms of that Facebook group, would I be basically creating a Facebook group that I'm just mass marketing out to normal everyday people that I don't know already?
Yeah, that's what it would essentially be. So like we'd started off as like, you know, quote unquote free group, but we're using it for lead generation, right? And that's what we could do is, you know, start a little bit broad just to fill the group up, you know, maybe to like 100 people. And then after that, you can start niching it down a little bit, you know what I mean? To where it's like we rename the group like to maybe something like with your method right here, because I think this is really cool what you got going on right here, man, with like PT, S&C, and nutrition. So like PT, S&C, and nutrition. And this is like your brand basically right here, you know? And that's what we're looking for. Like people that either need like physical kind of like, you know, therapy work, that are interested in strength and conditioning, and then nutrition and weight loss. And this could be like kind of like your triangle model of everything that you talk about social media wise, everything like the group consists of. And we're just looking to get those right people in there because they have a problem. And then you can solve that problem in their group with some free value and then a call to action to like your online like program.
That makes perfect sense. Okay. I see where that's going.
Yeah. So this is something I would do, man. Start this Facebook group and just start filling it up. And like Eric said, like you got a lot of relationships, you know, it seems like locally. And the fact that you have your master's in sports nutrition, Dylan, you got to leverage that a little bit more because
I think for sure. Yeah.
A lot of gyms, boutique gyms too, even like bigger box gyms, they lack having like a nutritionist like on site. You know, and it's just something you negotiate like with the owner to where it's just like, look, like, you know, I'm a nutritionist, but I don't want to come in here being 40 hours a week doing like one-to-one face-to-face consultations. Like you run the show, man, because it's like you have that leverage, you know, and you just come with like some sort of deal to negotiate where it's like maybe you'll be in there like 10 hours a week at the most or something like that. And the rest is all remote, but at least like they feed you the clients, you know?
Yeah. And even with like this program that you reach out to people indirectly, Dylan, you could frame it as it's called a minimal viable product, but it's also known as like a beta product, right? Where it's just like a test mode group that you're just looking to, you know, get 5 to 10 people out in this group to test the group out, fine tune it. And that's where you frame it as like, look, I'm going to be opening this up starting in the beginning of September. I'm looking for 10 people. Again, just the outcome, the specific, you know, deadline. This is what the price point is. After this, it'll go up double. So let's say it was $997. Next time I open this up, it's going to be $2,000, and they don't know that. So to them, they're getting a steal of a deal. So you could always frame it like that too. But dude, I think you got plenty of leads and plenty of income just sitting right there for you, just with all your Rolodex of people.
Yeah, I think I just have to take that jump of like saying, okay, I'm going to dedicate the next 6 months to really building this group up and marketing this program. In terms of marketing itself, how is it that you guys find a system to your marketing for programs? In terms of like the actual content that you might be putting out? Is it like sneak previews of what might be learned in the program? Is it things that just kind of run parallel to it? What does that look like?
Yeah, that's a great question. And we had a couple other people earlier talk about this where they had this issue. And it's really what it called, there is an acronym called AMO. So AMO. So it's your audience, it's your messaging, and it's your offer. So once you really understand who your audience is, what the messaging is, right? Your avatar niche, what's their pain points, their wants, their desires, their needs, what's your specialty, what's your method, what makes you different. Then it's like, okay, boom, I got this grand slam offer to where it's like, it's a no-brainer. Like if you don't buy it, it's like, I'm almost making you feel like an idiot for not taking me up on this. So that's when you just start, distributing content around that, just like testing different things like reels, standalone posts, you use social proof. I mean, so many different things behind the scenes. There's so many different things you can do with that.
Okay. Now, secondary to that, the same thing, I guess, would apply to basically online programming, right? Where I might Zoom call with this person, once every 4 weeks when they, I give them a new slew of exercises and we're going to go over what those exercises are. Do you guys have like a basic bare bones program that you're selling to a certain niche group of clients, and then you just kind of rinse and repeat that, and as they walk through it, it gets more intense?
Yeah, you could have something like that, man. I mean, for me, I don't like giving like too many offers because it just causes like too much confusion and just gives them too many choices. So it's like really, man, at the most, I would say 3 options. Like you have that high ticket program where that's like your $2,000 or more program where it's like, yeah, maybe more of like Dylan, there's a bigger promise and with like a deadline. The low ticket is like the downsell. That's something that could be like monthly reoccurring, right? And maybe you take out some of those elements of like the high ticket. And then something we're teaching like this week to our students is an ultra low ticket. And this is like a universal program to where it could be like, like a do-it-yourself, like, exercise program that's already built for 12 weeks. It could be you setting their macros for like, like a month and then like a once a month check-in type of thing. But it's just universal just to buy the trust and get them to kind of like pay and then like ascend them up to either like this or this.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, buy in their trust with the ultra low ticket and then really push the envelope for the next.
Yeah, but never sell the ultra low ticket just to sell it. Always go for the big high ticket because it's just as hard selling the ultra low ticket as it is the high ticket. So we use that ultra low ticket to downsell them. Exactly.
Perfect. That makes sense.
Yeah. All right, Dylan, we're coming up on time. You saw the timer just drop, man. So I got to ask too. So what was the biggest takeaway and what are you going to take action on after this?
I definitely think I just need to really ask for the high ticket thing, man. I think I'm not going after the jugular to say it.
Yeah.
Right. Like I'm just not taking that leap or taking that next step in offering what value I could bring to the table. So yeah, I think I'm just selling too many low tickets.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Well, cool, man. And I want to know where the listeners can like find out more about you and stuff. So what's your Instagram handle?
Instagram, you can find me at dfoss_3 or The Limitless Theory.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Well, guys, we'll have that all plugged up in the show notes and go check out what Dylan's doing. He's doing some good stuff. We've met him in person. He's a hell of a guy, besides a coach. But Dylan, thank you again for your time, man, and appreciate you. I hope we gave you like an aha moment today.
For sure. Much love to you guys. It was good to see you again. Hopefully I'll see you guys in a couple months down here in South Florida, or I'll come visit you out there in Texas. But in the meantime, I'll stay in touch. All right.
Right on, man. All right, guys, until the next session.
All right, there you have it. Dylan Foss. We showed him how to increase his delivery confidence with his systems, his process, his onboarding, the client experience, the journey. Hopefully you got at least one nugget out of that, okay? Now, if you want another one of these laser-focused coaching sessions, check out this video right here. We coached up Mona. She's awesome. She does mental health, like performance coaching. She does nutrition coaching, Olympic lifting coaching, but she has 2 businesses, and she's just making things way too complicated. So we teach her how to take 2 businesses and combine them into one business, all right? So check it out.